And welcome back to Macomb High School. Oh, I forgot to update the scoreboard, folks. I apologize. It was a final, as you see, 42-22. The Bombers get the win. We've reset it now. Should be good to go. So we get ready for varsity action. It's the Central Southeastern Panthers against the Macomb High Lady Bombers, live from the hangar at the Washington Street Gym. I'm Dwayne Hulett, Grant Hicks on camera tonight. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling brings Bombers sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Game being brought to you by McDonough District Hospital. Thank you for voting McDonough District Hospital Rehabilitation Center as best of the best in McDonough County. Let their experienced and dedicated sports medicine and rehabilitation staff show you why MDH has been best of the best in 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020, 2021, and again in 2022. 3 convenient locations to serve you, 2 in Macomb and 1 in Bushnell. Justice Keene will be on the PA mic tonight. Sure, he'll have the starting lineups for us in a couple minutes as we're about ready to get underway here from the Washington Street Gym. 42-22, Macomb Bombers, who actually trailed 14-9, I believe, ended up winning 42-22, and they held the Panthers scoreless for the last half of the second quarter, the entire third quarter, and the Panthers didn't score until the 3:05 mark of the fourth quarter, and then they put some points on the board down the stretch. But that's was a long second half for the Central Southeastern Panthers. I'm going to guess the varsity team will have a little something to say about that kind of thing. And there is Justice Keene talking. So we'll let you hear the national anthem and then the starting lineups.
Starting lineups, introducing first the visiting Central Southeastern Lady Panthers. And guard at Fulton sophomore, red number 2, Lauren Miller. One forward, a 5'9" junior, 11, Carter Graham. Another forward, a 5'9" senior, 20, Tori Fessler. A 5'9" senior forward, number 21, Abby McMillan. And a 5'7" junior, number 22, Brenda Lance. Matt Long heads up the Camp Point Central Mix. She's assisted by Jordan Harris, Chad Pesley, and Jesse Mako. And now, let's make the starting lineup for your Macomb Bombers. At guard, a senior, right number 4, Kate
So there were the starting lineups. Thanks to Justice Keene for bringing those lineups to us. And we are just about ready to go here with varsity basketball from the hangar. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. And we are underway, and Ainsley Holthouse going to try to get on the scoreboard, and her she can't. Sarah Stuffelbeam comes up with it, top of the key, backs it out 10-foot line. Pass intended for Stortzum, knocked away by Parker Krim. Lauren Miller, one of the starters, is a phenomenal volleyball player. There's a couple phenomenal volleyball players, as that ball went all the way across and Allensworth couldn't catch up with it. It'll stay. I don't know if she didn't. If she didn't touch it, it comes back across. She did not touch it, so it'll come back across. Another phenomenal volleyball player or two on the team. Tori Fessler's pretty good herself. Abby McMillan, another starter. There's Caitlin Robinson with the steal. Stortzum goes to the rack. Her shot's off, no good. There's a lot of good volleyball players on this floor for both these teams. They have become very good volleyball teams. Of course, Southeastern is part of the Central Southeastern Co-op, but there are some really good volleyball players and a few good golfers as well. Ainsley Holthouse has turned herself into a very good golfer as well. Stortzum on the baseline, right corner, picked up by Parker Krim. Knocked out of bounds. Brylan Lance is out there, number 22. Tori Fessler's number 20. Number 21 is Abby McMillan. She's one of the Southeastern players. Caitlin Robinson trying to get the ball to Ainsley Holthouse. Throws it when Ainsley wasn't looking. And we are underway here in the first quarter. No score yet, though. Fessler with it. She goes to Lauren Miller. Shot on the way by Lance. It's off, no good. Rebound picked up the floor by Stortzum. Ainsley Holthouse will take it up now. She goes down to court to Caitlin Robinson. Robinson's shot's off short. Stortzum with the rebound and the put back, and it's good. Allison Stortzum gets the first two of the game. With the basketball now is Brenlin Lance. Comes near side to Miller. Up top, Fessler. Skips it back down to Lance. She looks down to Krim. Now it's going to be passed. There's a foul or a travel or a ball on the baseline or something. Holy smokes. Wraparound pass, a great look from Lance to Lauren Miller, and Lauren Miller gets the first two for the Panthers. Now Miller with it. She's going to go across to McMillan, who can't hold on to the pass. And it goes out of bounds. Possession to the Bombers. Sarah Stuffelbeam to inbound. 5:54 remaining here in the first quarter. Caitlin Robinson takes the dribble and then picks up her dribble and then realized that that wasn't probably what she wanted to do. Stuffelbeam resets it with 5:45 to go in the first quarter. It's tied 2-2. Stortzum on the cut. Robinson tried to get it to her, but good retreating defense by Parker Krim knocks it out of bounds with 5:40 to go in the first quarter, and it will be Bomber basketball. Up top it comes to Ainsley Holthouse. Holthouse now goes over to Stuffelbeam with it. Stuffelbeam still on the dribble, goes down in the corner to Holthouse. Holthouse now brings it back up. No, it's Allensworth, excuse me, and she double dribbled. Oh, I'm pretty sure she took a double dribble there, but they're going to take a timeout for the Bombers nonetheless. It'll be the first timeout of the contest taken by either team. It'll come from the Bombers bench at 5:23 to go here in quarter number one. We'll take a break as well, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. You're watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
Welcome back to Macomb High School as the Bombers took a full timeout right there, and we're right back to action. Here's Caitlin Robinson's going to inbound. She's looking for Holdhouse initially, can't get it there, so she comes up top to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam drives, has it knocked away, but finally going to call a travel on Stufflebeam. And it'll go back to the Panthers. Subs coming in. Kylie Robinson replacing Sarah Stufflebeam for the Bombers. She stops to talk to Caitlin for just a second. Lance brings it down the floor, gives it to Miller. Miller now to Fessler. Down low. Back out Fessler. Long jumper, right wing, off, no good. That was a feed from Krim. Rebounded by Holdhouse of the Kylie variety. She gives it to Robinson of the Kylie variety. Ainsley Holdhouse high off the glass. Shot's no good, but the first foul of the game is going to be charged to number 21, Abby McMillan, picking up her first foul, team's first foul. Holdhouse at the free throw line to get her first points opportunity of the game. And she hits the first one. Three to 2, Bombers with the lead. Second free throw coming for Holdhouse. Rattles around, but it falls through. She gets them both. 4:52 to go. Miller. Three on the way. That was McMillan, I believe. Krim came down with the rebound. Over to McMillan, now to Fessler. Up top to Lance. They reset the offense, 4:35 remaining. Like she was looking for a pick and roll with Krim, but couldn't get it to her. There's a shot. Parker Krim. Off, no good. Put back off, no good. Then Allensworth had her pass knocked away, but she was able to get it back. 4:15 remaining. Skips across Stortzum. Baseline jumper is good. Allison Stortzum gets her fourth point. Bombers lead 6-2. Lance with it, right wing. She looks down to Krim. Back out to Lance. Lance is going to try and drive on Robinson. Pass to Miller is tied up with Holdhouse. Jump ball is going to stay with Central Southeastern. Amanda Stevens checks in for the first time. Fessler back to Lance. Three on the way by Miller is in and out. Stortzum with the rebound. It goes back the other way for the Bombers. End of the quarter, Caitlin Robinson pumps fakes, goes the drive, shots off, no good. Ainsley Holdhouse picks it up off the floor. Her shot's no good. Amanda Stevens with the rebound for the Panthers, and back the other way it goes with 3:13 remaining. Miller, a jumper from about 16 feet is good. She's got 4. Ball knocked out of bounds by Carly Peters. Caitlin Robinson with it. Holdhouse loses it, gathers it back up. They are letting them play, that is for sure. Holdhouse to Kylie Robinson, 2:50 remaining. Stortzum, Holdhouse, 3, left corner, short. Amanda Stevens, who was out to guard Holdhouse, picks up the rebound. It goes back the other way. Peters is going to drive it now. She's a good volleyball player as well. Jumper on the way by Miller is short, or in and out, no good, excuse me. Robinson pushes it back the other way. Spin move, has it tipped away. Allensworth comes up with it. Ainsley Holdhouse now to Stortsom. Stortsom drives, dumps it out to Robinson. Long jumper, left side, no good. Kylie Robinson is going to lose it out of bounds. Possession to the Panthers with 2:14 remaining. .2:14 remaining in the first quarter. 6-4. Bombers with the lead, but the Panthers have the basketball. Carly Peters brings it up the floor for the Panthers. Fessler with it left side. She comes up top to Miller. Right side to Stevens now. Now on the wing is Peters. Left side, 3 on the way. Lance off and over the backboard, no good. Possession to the Bombers with 1:55 remaining. Hop into live chat, folks. Let us know where you're watching from and who you're cheering for. We love to see that in the live chat. And we also would love to have you subscribe. Share the link with your friends. Stortsom had the pass knocked away and a timeout taken. It was Lauren Miller getting on the floor, stealing it away. It's a 30-second timeout for the Panthers. Their first. They'll have 3 fulls and a 30 left. As we are still in first quarter action here at the hangar at the Washington Street Gym. You're watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb Bomber Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for watching. 1:44 to go here in the first quarter. Bombers have the lead 6-4, but it will be Panthers ball on the after the timeout. We do have the super chats and top chat available. I want to thank Costin W for hopping in there, and thank you for watching. We do greatly appreciate it. Lance to Miller on the motion offense at the top. Peters looking to Stevens, gets it to her. Now backdoor, she tried to feed it to Lance, but good defense by Kylie Robinson. Now she picks up her dribble, gets it to Stortsom. Stortsom picked up by, and now Stortsom's going to be stolen away by Miller. Miller's going to get the layup at the other end, and she'll get it to fall. Lauren Miller has her 6th point, and we're tied at 6. Up top, now Stortsom. Stortsom gives it out to Ava McKee, who's in the game. Right side, that is Haley Emmerich. Emmerich played very well in the Thanksgiving tournament for the Bombers a couple weeks ago. Kylie Robinson with the little runner. It's off, no good. Tipped around, Lauren Miller comes down with it, goes back the other way. Now a chance to take a lead with 38 seconds left. It's stripped away. Caitlin Robinson comes down with it. She's at a 1-on-4, and she's going to find her way to the rim or close to it. She comes across to Emmerich, out to McKee. McKee now is going to skip it across to Stortsom, down to Robinson. Robinson's jumper, baseline, right side, an air ball, and it hit off of Lauren Miller's shoulder and then off of Stevenson, out of bounds. Possession to the Bombers. Ooh, that's Abby McMillan checking back in for the Panthers. McKee, right corner, comes up top to Emmerich. Emmerich's going to drive. She gets called for the travel. She stepped, then shuffled, and then dribbled, and that's a travel about all the time. And it's 20.4 seconds to go here in the first quarter. And it is all knotted up at 6. The Panthers with a chance to take a lead at the end of the first quarter here. That was Peters. Now it's going to be over to Abby McMillan. Up top, Lauren Miller. Miller on the dribble. 5 seconds remaining. A little Euro step, and she gets the bucket to fall. She's got all 8. And a long shot by Robinson's no good. And at the end of 1 quarter of play, the Panthers lead the Bombers 8-6. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to Macomb High School, or Macomb, Illinois. It is the hangar at the Washington Street Gym tonight as the Lady Bombers playing host to the Central Southeastern Panthers. The Bomber cheerleaders on the floor as we talk. Thank you, number one fan, for hopping in and saying hi to us. We greatly appreciate it. Costin making the $10 top fan chat. Second quarter action. The Panthers lead 8-0, or 8-6, excuse me. Meant to say nobody else on the Panthers scored except for Lauren Miller. Sarah Stuffelbeam was back in the game, has it. She goes to Caitlin Robinson, and a nice little cut to the basket and a bucket for Caitlin Robinson. That's her first two, and the Bombers tied at 8. Robinson, a steal. Stuffelbeam with the bucket. And the Bombers have the lead. Ten to 8 the score. Stevens to Peters. Now to Abby McMillan for three. It's good. Abby McMillan, the only player with a foul in this game, as a matter of fact, gets her first three. Holdhouse, baseline, out to Robinson. Stuffelbeam. Holdhouse now top the key. Three on the way. Good for Ainsley Holdhouse. She's got 5. Now Abby McMillan, another 3. That one's off. Stevens with the rebound. She gets it to Miller. Miller shots up and count it. And a foul. First Bomber foul. Basket is good. It's going to be on Ainsley Holdhouse, her first, team's first. Lauren Miller got the bucket. She'll get the old-fashioned three-point play attempt here. We're knotted at 13. And she makes the free throw. Give her 11. And a traveling violation charge to the Bombers. (14-13), Central with the lead. Down to Fessler. Baseline jumper. Off long by Krim. Rebound taken away, though, by Peters, and she'll get another bucket. Or, excuse me, Lauren Miller. She's got 13. And another turnover by the Bombers. 13 of the 16 belong to Lauren Miller for the Panthers. You want to be on the show? Are you sure? You can help me call the game. You don't want to? Okay. There's a shot off, no good. 5:15 remaining. Holdhouse with the basketball, and she's going to have it stripped away. She's going to go back the other way. On the dribble is Lance. She goes to the rack. She's going to be fouled by Emmerich, and the shots are going to come for Brylan Lance. Emmerich picks up the foul. It's her first. Team's second. Lance shooting her first free throws of the contest. First one is good. Drew Creasy and Kylie Robinson checking in for the Bombers. Drew Creasy had a game-high 15 in the fresh soft game. Second was off, no good. Drew Creasy gets the steal and goes back the other way. 17-13. Ainsley Holdhouse with it now. She's going to be double teamed momentarily. Gets it out to Kylie Robinson. Robinson now looking to Caitlin. Can't get it there. She goes down the corner to Allensworth. Allensworth on the dribble. Up top to Creasy. Right side to Holdhouse. Tipped by Lauren Miller, the official says. And out of bounds to the Bombers. 4:39 to go in the first half. Creasy looks down to Kylie Robinson, who dribbles it back out now. She's going to be trapped in the corner. She loses the ball. She's touching the baseline and out of bounds while touching the basketball. Turnover to the Panthers. Hey. .420 to go here in the first half. Stevens on the block on a give and go. And another not so good pass for Stevens as she was looking for Miller. And it's going to be tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Bombers on the pass attempt. Stortsom can't handle the pass. Miller's going to go the other way. Little foul by Creasy. Count it! And Creasy tried to give a little shoulder to Miller, but it wasn't big enough to make enough of a difference to get Miller to miss it. The basket is good. It's going to be a foul on Drew Creasy, her first, team's third. Miller, another old-fashioned three-point play attempt here. Missed the free throw. (19-13), Panthers with the lead. And then Stortsom's going to lose it out of bounds. Timeout Macomb, charged to the Bombers. It's a 30-second timeout. It's their second timeout of the game. We'll take a break as well. And we'll be back on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, right after this.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We are now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
And welcome back out of the 30-second timeout. This is Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling coverage of Macomb High Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. 19-13. It is a shot up and in by Lance. Rylan Lance gets her third point. Three on the way for the Bombers. Was off, no good. Saved in that time by Peters. Right back, or no, that's Krim. Krim goes the rack, shot up and in. Krim gets the bucket, her first two. (23-13), a 10-point lead all of a sudden. And the Bombers led 12-10 in this one. So it's a or 13-1 run. Mr. McKee, how are you, sir? Johnny McKee here from Sports Corner at 124. Miller gets the inbound pass and the bucket to fall. She's got 17. .240 to go in the first half. Out of bounds off the Panthers, stays with the Bombers. Caitlin Robinson looked to Catherine Stortzum initially, couldn't get it there. Now it's a turnover, and then Stortzum goes on the floor and gets it, rolls it out to Drew Creasy, and it'll go back the other way for the Bombers. 2:25 remaining in the first half. Stortzum tries to go across to the other Stortzum. Catherine Stortzum for three. It's off, no good. Ball tipped around. Allison Stortzum comes down with it. Counted and a foul. The basket's good for Allison Stortzum. The foul's on number 21. I think. We'll see. Yep, 21, Abby McMillan, her second.
21, Abby McMillan picks up the central foul for second. Team second.
It's a team second as well. Stortzum gets the bucket. It gives her 6, and she makes the free throw. Make it 7. Up top to Lance. Brylan Lance. Now to Carly Peters. Under 2 minutes to go now. Fesler back to Lance. 25-16's the score. The scoreboard says 27. Carly Peters has it stolen away by Caitlin Robinson on the pass. Robinson gets to the crossed half court now. She gives it to Ainsley Holdhouse. Ainsley Holdhouse on the dribble, guarded by Fesler. Right side to Stortzum. Stortzum now looking to Drew Creasy, who was cut and can't get it there, so she goes baseline to Caitlin Robinson. Now out to Holdhouse. Holdhouse picks up her dribble, gives it to Drew Creasy. 1:20 remaining in the first half. Holdhouse still on the dribble, and they're going to call a hand check, I do believe, on Lance. Brylan Lance, I think. Nope, McMillan's going to pick up her third. Team's third. Bombers lose it on the inbound. It goes out of bounds off Creasy. It'll be Panthers basketball, 25-16. And if nobody touched it, it should go back to where it went out, I think is what they're going to talk about. Yeah, nobody touched it. So it didn't go off Creasy. It went out of bounds on the inbound, so it's all the way back at the other end. It will be Panthers basketball as the Bombers have Jordan Hines check in. Emmerich on the floor, Caitlin Robinson, Ainsley Holdhouse, and Allison Stortzum. It is Lance, Stevens. Stevens with the runner. It's up and in. Amanda Stevens gets the bucket to fall. Holdhouse picks up her dribble, gives it to Caitlin Robinson now. 45 seconds remaining in the first half. Emmerich on the dribble. Going to try and drive right. Gives it to Holdhouse. Holdhouse for three. It's off, no good. Rebound to Hines. Hines is blocked by Stevens. Hines picks it back up, gives it to Emmerich. Emmerich goes down to Allison Stortzum, who couldn't really see the pass coming, couldn't grab a hold of it as it went by her. It's back to the Panthers with 22 seconds remaining. Carly Peters now. Claire Houston picks up her dribble, gives it to Fesler. Fesler gives it to Carly Peters with 11 seconds left. Back down the corner to Houston. Up top to Lance. Lance is going to drive now. She's going to put up, across the lane to Stevens. Stevens shots up, and she's fouled, I believe, by Hines. We'll see who they call it on. It's either Stortzum or Hines. Allison Stortzum is going to pick up her first, team's fourth. Nobody has more than one. Amanda Stevens at the free throw line. Neither of them fall. Panthers come up with the rebound, but it's not able to get a shot off. At the end of the first half of play, the Panthers lead the Bombers 27-16. You're watching TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH, as Arnold Brothers brings Bomber basketball to you wherever you may be watching from. We do like to see where you're watching from. Join us in the live chat. Tell us who you're cheering for. That goes for you Central fans that might be watching, Southeastern fans that might be watching, and of course the Bombers fans. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Game being brought to you by Ron Elby Auto Sales, with locations in Macomb and Augusta. And with 80 years of car sales experience, Ron Elby Auto Sales is your hometown go-to for your next car. In Macomb on East Jackson Street, stop in and talk to Justin, Jared, and or Chris, or visit www.lbsalescars.com to check out their inventory. And Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling, since 1960, Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has provided the greater Macomb area with expert sales, service, and installation of home comfort systems. Call your local Carrier dealer today at 309-833-2852 and find out how Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling delivers 365 days of indoor comfort. And the Old Dairy, located at 210 South Lafayette Street in Macomb, serving soup, salads, sandwiches, homemade dessert, Blue Bunny ice cream, and a full-service coffee bar. Breakfast is served all day, and they have free Wi-Fi. Visit them online at www.olddairymacomb.com or call 309-837-6700 for your takeout. And Sports Corner at 124, Macomb's original local sports bar, Sports Corner at 124. With a focus on local sports, catch WIU games and all the area TSSR Game Time live broadcast at Sports Corner at 124. All while enjoying your favorite cold drink and some of the best food in West Central Illinois. Stop in and say hi at 124 North Randolph Street in Macomb. We'll take a break, and we'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes after a halftime interview with our friends from MDH.
All right, welcome back. We're here now with Wanda Foster, the Vice President of Nursing and Clinical Administration. Is that correct?
That's correct, yes.
Well, what we're going to talk about today is some of the opportunities that are available at MDH for students, whether they be high school students, Spoon River College students, or Western students. MDH has a lot of opportunities to be involved and to learn, right?
We absolutely do. And we look so forward to having students here. We are a clinical site for Western Illinois University and their bachelor's program for nursing, as well as for Spoon River College nursing students and others that are doing some independent study. We welcome students, and we also encourage high school students. If you would like to learn more about nursing, we would love to meet with you. And there are opportunities at the hospital also where they can apply for jobs here, for positions. So we work closely with our nursing students, and we hope to recruit them and attract them and want to come back.
I know that publicly there's been a shortcoming or a shortage of nurses, right? And I know that every hospital and every nursing home and every clinical place period is searching for nurses. So how important is it for MDH to have these groups work with them, whether it be MDH or be Spoon River College or whatever the case may be? How important is it for MDH to then recruit those nurses to stay here and work as a profession?
It's very important. We want nursing students to feel very comfortable here, to enjoy their clinical experience and their opportunities here, and then we want them to feel very comfortable, to give them a good orientation. We hire new graduates, of course, into our acute care area as well as the intensive care unit. We hire new graduates in the emergency room, in home health and hospice, in our OB department, and our surgery department. These are all areas that new graduates can come into. We certainly give them a robust orientation. No one starts on their own until they feel completely ready. They have a mentor certainly with them, and we want to give them the best start for success that we can. And then there are many areas of specialty they can choose to go into. Nursing is a very unique field. You can work full-time, you can work part-time if you need to take time off for some reason. It's a field that you can kind of step into a little bit more than maybe some other fields in healthcare. We also have scholarships available through our auxiliary, through the hospital, and then once someone is an employee here, we do have some tuition reimbursement. So we will certainly help with that.
And going back to the scholarships, and the shortages that are across the board, not necessarily at MDH, but everybody.
Everywhere.
Right? So everywhere. This is a profession that you can make a good living at and be pretty sure to have a job, right? So
Absolutely.
this is a profession that high schoolers that are playing these sporting events or high schoolers that are watching these sporting events should consider, I would imagine.
Yes, very much so. You will always be assured to have a job, a career in nursing. I hate to call it just a job because you really want someone on that career path who has that passion for caring for people, for providing nursing care. Through your education and through your orientation, we can teach you your skill set. But if you have that passion and the desire to be in the nursing profession, you will do fine.
Yeah, a career and a job, while they might be listed as the same thing, they're really not, correct? I mean, if your career is being a nurse, you're probably going to enjoy it a lot more than if it's a job, right?
That's right. And you don't go into it first and foremost for the money. You go into it because that's what you want to do with your life, and the money certainly will follow.
Yeah, and that goes for anything probably,
Yes.
but the nice thing is right now, whether the money's good or bad, there's always going to be a job.
There will.
If you can get through the schooling and you can learn to love what you're doing, there's always going to be a job for you, right?
And it's not something for high school graduates exclusively. We have many people who have made changes midlife. We have people who have retired from their career in one thing and have chosen to go into nursing. So it's open for any age, and we certainly welcome that.
And you mentioned there's different areas of expertise for nurses. People think of that for doctors, but it's really that same way for nurses, right? I mean, you can be a surgical nurse and really become a great surgical nurse, or you can become a great ICU nurse, or you can do all those things.
Yes.
But if you really want to focus on something, or be at OB, which you guys have a great OB department here, if that's what you want your focus to be and you really love working with expected and new mothers and young babies, you can do that, right?
You can do that. We also have positions in our MDH physician clinic practices as well. And if you are in nursing and you can choose to specialize in a certain department, you can choose to go on and be a director or a clinical care coordinator. You can go back to school and become a nurse practitioner, become a certified registered nurse anesthetist. You can go many different directions and really as high as to whatever extent in your education you would like to pursue.
Well, Wanda, thanks for coming and talking to us. We greatly appreciate it. I know that there's probably specific places within MDH that they can reach out to, correct? Is there somewhere that they need to call if they're interested?
I would call our human resource department and start there, and then they can help direct and guide you. They can tell you about openings that we currently have. All of our current positions are listed on our MDH website, www.mdh.org. But certainly any positions for high school students, if they would like to start somewhere within the organization or volunteer experience, reach out to Human Resources and they can help direct you.
Well, again, thank you very much, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today and make your voice heard.
MDH Sport Medicine Rehab is just not for the athlete. We see a variety of ages, getting them from having pain to no pain to get back to their normal activities and their prior level of function.
I grew up in a small town in Missouri, and I like the feel of community. I like knowing the people that I take care of and knowing the people around me, providing care for someone that you know is in this community and helping them to get better.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there is limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Welcome back to the Washington Street Gym in Macomb, Illinois, as Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling brings Macomb High Bombers sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. I'm Dwayne Hulett. Grant Hicks on the camera. tonight, and it's second half action getting ready to come your way. If my stats are correct, it should be Macomb basketball, but my stats are wrong. Oh, I didn't circle the one for the quarter. So they had no jump balls in the second quarter. It'll be Central basketball to open the second half. Leading scorers, 17 points for Lauren Miller, 3 points for Abby McMillan, and 2 points for Amanda Stevens. 7 points to lead the Bombers for Allison Stortzum. 3 points for Emmerich, unofficially. And Robinson's going to pick up a foul just that fast. Her first, teams of the first of the second half. Bombers went to almost the end of the first half before they got their first foul. No, that was the Panthers, actually. Bombers got one somewhat early. There's McMillan back to Lance. 7:45 to go in the third quarter. Fesler gives it to Miller. No, she doesn't. Picks up her dribble. Had a chance to give it to Miller, and it over went past her. Now Lance with it. Fesler down to Miller, as it looks like Stortzum of the Catherine variety is going to stay with Miller wherever she goes. There's Stevens' turnaround jumper off, no good, as she was guarded by a shorter Stufflebeam down there. Stortzum picks up the dribble, gets it to Caitlin Robinson. Caitlin Robinson to Holdhouse. Holdhouse out to Ava McKee, who loses it out of bounds. Possession to the Panthers with 7 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. We had 3 varsity games on tonight. There's an inlet pass to Stevens and a little too deep from Abby McMillan. Taken away by Stufflebeam. Down to Robinson, who can't handle the pass. It's going to be Stortzum, Catherine Stortzum for 3. It's off, no good. It goes off of Ava McKee's head. She rattles it back up. Now a nice pass from Stufflebeam down to Caitlin Robinson. She gets 2. Robinson's 4th. Stevens has it. Stevens shots up off, no good, and a foul is going to be called on the Bombers. Stevens will be shooting 2. Foul is on Sarah Stufflebeam, her first, team's second of the half. First free throw by Stevens is good. She missed her first 2. Stevens has 3 points now. Second one off, no good. .605 remaining, 28-18. Sarah Stufflebeam hesitates, goes across the lane, tries to. Stevens is going to knock it out of bounds. Possession will stay with the Bombers with 5:51 remaining. Once again, hop in that live chat. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for. Inbound pass to Catherine Stortzum's off, no good. Outlet to Lance, to Miller. Left-handed layup is good. Miller's got 19. And a foul by Brylan Lance. It'll be her first, team's first of the second half. Holdhouse down to McKee. McKee skips it across to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam now out top to Caitlin Robinson, left wing. Now down in the corner, back to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam's going to drive, pull up jumper, baseline, off, no good. Rebound picked up off the floor by Miller. She goes back the other way. Stufflebeam knocks it away momentarily, but she gathers it back up. 5:13 remaining in the third quarter. 30-18. The Bombers have went cold from the field for the most part. And a foul by Fessler on Holdhouse. Her first, team second of the second half. Stufflebeam with 4:48 remaining on the dribble for the Bombers. Caitlin Robinson goes to Holdhouse. Holdhouse left wing three open, no good. McMillan's going to get called for her fourth foul. And she just runs straight to the bench. Team's third. McMillan probably getting Coach Long word saying that's not probably the smartest of fouls to pick up your fourth one on. 4:37 remaining. It's going to be Lady Bombers with the basketball, inbounded all the way to the backcourt. Ava McKee on the dribble, comes up top to Robinson, to Holdhouse on the far side. Now Emmerich's going to drive. She goes down to Ava McKee, has it a little hard and off her leg, picked up by the Panthers, back the other way, 4:12 remaining. Down to Stevens. Stevens comes out to Lance. Lance now back to Stevens. Free throw line jumper, in and out, no good. She gets her own rebound, gives it to Peters, and Carly Peters is going to get the easy bucket from Stevens. (32-18). Emmerich gives it to Ava McKee. Up top, Holdhouse three, left wing, short. Rebound to Carly Peters. Back the other way they go with 3:36 remaining. Up to Lance, and she'll walk it across. Stevens with it. Up top, Fessler, left side, Carly Peters. Peters is going to drive. She'll put the runner up, but it's going to be a foul on the floor, charged to the Bombers. It's going to be on Caitlin Robinson, her second. She's the first Bomber with a second foul. Team foul number 3 of the second half. Team foul number 3. 3 on the way by Peters is an air ball. Emmerich picks it up off the ground. 3:10 remaining. And Rylan Lance is going to pick up the foul. It'll be her second, both here in the second half. Team foul number 4 for the Panthers. Chris Roberts, there's been a few of those rifle passes around here today. Problem is the rifle passes are from short distance instead of long distance like the rifle's supposed to be used from. Kylie Robinson to Stufflebeam. Stufflebeam's runner from the baseline, no good. Rebound to Carly Peters. She outlets it to Lance. Lance going to come to the middle of the floor on the dribble, put up the shot, and Emmerich's going to be called for the foul. That'll be the second on Emmerich. Team foul number 4 for the Bombers. Two free throws coming for Brylan Lance. She's looking for her first points of the night. First one is good. They've got her with 5 points. I'm not sure if I missed a three-pointer for her or something I put on the wrong player earlier. There's a steal by Carly Peters. Stevens. Krim. Peters. 3 on the way by Lance. Off, no good. Tipped by Stevens. Kept alive. Peters comes down with it. Claire Houston to Lance. Into Stevens. Krim with it down low on a pass from Peters. Her turnaround jumper's off, no good. And Claire Houston is going to pick up the foul for the Panthers. It'll be her first. Team's 5th of the second half. Drew Creasy checking in for Caitlin Robinson. 2:10 remaining in the third quarter. Lance with a steal on the inbound. Peters tries to take it, and a jump ball is going to be called. It'll be possession to Macomb. Catherine Stortzum replacing Drew Creasy. Fessler replacing Stevens now, as she's going to take the point of the press. Outlet to Emmerich down the court, and she's blocked from behind by Lance, who comes up with the ball. Now she's going to outlet it to Fessler. Fessler, and she pulled up and then realized that that wasn't what she should have done and took a step and couldn't make it happen. So a turnover for the Panthers, 34-18. They lead over the Bombers. Bombers scored just 2 points thus far in the quarter. Only 6 for the Panthers, though. Three on the way, off, no good for Stuffelbeam. Rebound to Krim. Back the other way, Peters. Down to Houston, across to Lance, and she'll back it back out with 1:30 remaining in the third quarter. Seven points in the quarter for the Panthers, excuse me. Shot off, no good. Rebound, jump ball. Stays with Central. 1:12 remaining in the third quarter. Claire Houston to bring it in for the Panthers. To Fessler, hands off to Peters, who gives it to Lance. Now to Houston as they do the weave at the top of the key. Down to Krim. Krim back out to Peters as they reset the offense to the Panthers. Under a minute to go now. Lance on the dribble. Now she's going to look to drive. She gave it to Fessler. Fessler took her eyes off of it, made a pass before she had it. And Emmerich can't finish. That was the same situation as Lance blocked her on last time, and I think Emmerich knew it. She tried to change her approach and couldn't get the shot to fall. Peters. Now it's Claire Houston with it. 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Right side, Krim's going to drive on Emmerich. Dump it back out to to Carly Peters, excuse me. I had it right the first time. It was Lance. Steal. Stuffelbeam now down the other end of the floor, and her left-handed layup is good. Sarah Stuffelbeam gets her points. Second basket of the night. Shot off, no good, and that's how the third quarter is going to end. 34-14, the Panthers with the lead over the Bombers. This game being brought to you by Tom Conklin State Farm, face-to-face, over the phone, by email, or by text. You choose how you do business with Tom Conklin State Farm Macomb. You can reach them at 309-837-1200 or visit them online at www.macombsf.com. Better yet, stop in and get your quote today at 1221 West Jackson Street in Macomb. And M&B Furniture, Bushnell's only furniture store. M&B Furniture is a mainstay in the community and offers free delivery within 40 miles. For everything you need to furnish your new home or replenish an old one, stop and see the fine folks at 481 West Main Street in Bushnell, or find them on Facebook, Instagram, or on the web at www.mnbfurnitureinc.com. You can also call 309-772-2111. And the Community News Brief for all your local news. Subscribe to the Community News Brief Weekly Edition, mailed directly to your home every Friday. As an option, you can also download the Monday and Wednesday editions from their website. Single copies can be purchased at select locations in Bushnell, Colchester, and Blandesville. I want to tell you, Danny Stevens from Southeastern, the TSSR Game Time Live, TSSR Tri-State Sports Report Bites Athlete of the Week. He's the first one we've announced officially this year, and Danny scored 52 points in a conference tournament win for his sons last week. So he becomes the first athlete of the week in our TSSR Bites. Full timeout charge to the Bombers. We'll take one as well, and we'll be back in just a couple minutes as Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling brings Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
Welcome back to the hangar at Washington Street Gym. The Macomb Lady Bombers and the Central Southeastern Panthers. Fourth quarter action is underway. Just barely. We'll update the scoreboard there. 7:47 left. Kylie Robinson, excuse me. Catherine Sortson. There's Kylie Robinson with the rebound and the putback. Too many Ks for me to keep up with, apparently. Kylie Robinson gets her first two. (34-22), a 12-point lead for the Panthers. Lauren Miller has it. Her pass is taken away by Sarah Stuffelbeam, and she misses the left-handed layup. Peters, now Stuffelbeam with another steal. This time the right-handed layup is good for Sarah Stuffelbeam. She's got 6. Back to a 10-point lead now. Bombers trying to reel themselves back in a little bit. They've set the hook. Can they reel it all the way back in? Carly Peters with it now. The Panthers have went cold offensively. They've went quite a while without scoring. Fessler now looks at the three, doesn't take it, goes down to Krim. Back out, 3 on the way. Peters off, no good. Rebound Miller. Miller's going to put it back up, and it'll fall. Lauren Miller has 21. Pass knocked out of bounds by Fessler. Ainsley Holdhouse returning for the Bombers. Sarah Stuffelbeam bring it up the floor for Macomb. Down to Hare. Kylie Robinson for 2, off no good. Rebound to Lance with 6:05 remaining. She's going to outlet it to Fessler. Fessler's going to have it taken away by Sarah Stuffelbeam. That's her third steal of the quarter here, folks. Sarah Stuffelbeam playing some pretty good defense. Now she's going to be trapped in the corner. Jump ball is going to be called, and it'll be Central ball. (36-24). Abby McMillan returning with 4 fouls to the Panthers lineup. Somebody might want to take it in. Kylie Robinson's going to get a steal on the inbound. Not a good pass. She puts the shot up and in. Kylie Robinson's got 4. All here in the fourth quarter. Carly Peters now. 5:35 remaining. Lauren Miller. Up top, Lance. Over to Peters. Fessler cut. Couldn't get her the ball. Lauren Miller tried to do the wraparound handoff. Didn't work. Peters. And a timeout's going to be called by the Panthers. It's a full timeout. They'll have 2 fulls and a 30 left. This game being brought to you by Western Illinois University. At Western Illinois University, Leathernecks don't just blend in because purple stands out. At WIU, there is limitless potential with campuses in Macomb, Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a Leatherneck and get an education that stands out. And Midwest Ice. Do you need ice for an upcoming event? Look no further. Midwest Ice has you covered. Midwest Ice is Central Illinois' newest ice delivery service. We deliver ice directly to your event. Call Blaine Wrench at 309-351-8192 for a quote today. And King Family Chiropractic, with locations in Bushnell and Macomb, supports Macomb Bomber Athletics. They offer office hours in Macomb Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Bushnell Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. To set an appointment, call 309-837-MY-DC. They also perform DOT and CDL physicals. So fourth quarter, 5:22 to go. It's a 10-point game. Bombers trying to close this one back up a little bit. They went cold offensively at the last half of the second quarter and most of the third quarter, but they've kind of come to life here in quarter number 4. Fessler with it. Backdoors Miller, and Miller's going to be tied up. It'll be possession to Macomb. Caitlin Robinson checking back in. She's replacing number 42, Ella Hare, and looking for a towel or something. A jump ball. 14 jump balls in the fresh soft contest. Just 6 so far here in the varsity contest. 5:10 remaining. Caitlin Robinson to inbound. She finally gets it into Sarah Stuffelbeam. She outlets it to Ainsley Holdhouse, and she's going to go all the way to the rack, puts the shot up, off no good. Lauren Miller with the rebound. She gets it to Lance. Lance goes cross court to Peters. Carly Peters picks up her dribble. Going to have to find somewhere to go with it. Gets it to Lauren Miller. 4:50 remaining. 4:50 remaining here in the, and then Lauren Miller's pass goes right off of Carly Peters. Another jump ball. Possession to Central. I might have jinxed myself with saying there was only 6 thus far. There's plenty of time to get to 14. Jump balls. We'll hope that doesn't happen. 4:44 to go here in the basketball game. It's a 10-point lead still for the Panthers. Lance has it. She's going to come out to Abby McMillan, who's playing with 4 fouls. She goes across to Fessler. Now to Lance in the right corner. 4:30 remaining. Down low to Miller. Her turnaround is in and out, no good. Kylie Robinson with the rebound for the Bombers, and back the other way it goes. Spin move, she just got bailed out. Lance is going to pick up the foul. That's her 3rd, all in the second half. Team foul number 6. And the Bombers will be in the bonus the rest of the way. Sarah Stuffelbeam with it. Gives the Holdhouse 3, right corner, no good. Long rebound picked up by Abby McMillan. 4:10 remaining. Man defense still for the Bombers. A steal by Kylie Robinson. She goes, throws it up, and that was not a good shot. Rebound by Carly Peters, even though it's not really a rebound if it doesn't hit the rim. Over right side, it goes to Lance. Lance's pass is taken away by Robinson, but picked up by Stevens. Carly Peters now skips it out to Abby McMillan for 3. It's short. And she probably would have went after that a little harder on a rebound if she wasn't playing with 4 fouls. You saw her back off there at the last second. 3:27 remaining in the basketball game. It's been tied at 10 for about a minute and a half or 2 minutes here. Down low, Robinson across to Stuffelbeam, but Stevens comes in and cuts off the pass. Carly Peters now going to bring it up for the Panthers. She goes down the quarter to Lance. Into Stevens. Stevens going to go to the rack. Shot's short, no good. Stortsom. Allison Stortsom with the rebound. Sarah Stuffelbeam now with 2:50 remaining in the basketball game. She's going to be, I thought she was going to be double teamed for a second, but her pass is stolen away by Lance. Outlets it to Miller, who can't hold on to it. Stuffelbeam comes down and gets the steal. Miller gets the foul. That's her first, but it's team foul number 7, and Stuffelbeam's going to be shooting a 1 in bonus. for the Bombers. I can't see on my OBS if that says 7 or not. One in bonus for Sarah Stuffelbeam. She missed it. McMillan with the rebound, outlets it to Lance, and she walks it up the floor. 2:30 remaining in the basketball game. Skip across to Lance, down low to Stevens. Stevens hook shot, good. She's got 5 unofficially. Back to a 12-point lead. Drew Creasy, who's in the game, had it in the corner. Stuffelbeam now to Kylie Robinson, down to Emmerich. Emmerich puts the shot up. It's off, no good. Stevens with the rebound. She gets it to Lance. 1:56 remaining, and it was outletted to Fessler, who kind of stopped short, and it's going to be possession back to the Bomber. Ava McKee checking in for the Bombers. And it's going to be Kylie Robinson bringing it up the floor now. She sets up the offense. Down to Emmerich. Short, partially blocked. I think that was Ava McKee on the shot. It's outletted to Claire Houston. Now to Stevens. 1:30 remaining. (38-26) is the score. The offense has been pretty slight here for the most part in the second half. Bombers came to life a little bit, but it's Stevens another bucket. She's got 7 now unofficially. 40-26. We approach the 1 minute mark. 1 minute, and Robinson gets this bucket. Kylie Robinson gets her 6th point of the fourth quarter. Under a minute to go now. Lance on the dribble. Emmerich guarding her. Claire Houston. Near side, Abby McMillan. Up top, Fessler. Down to Stevens. And Ava McKee is going to foul Stevens. That's Ava's first. Team foul number 5, unofficially. Stevens gets the shot up and in. Stevens has 6 in the quarter, and 28 seconds to go. It goes down to Ava McKee, and then Stevens runs over McKee on accident. Tried to help her up, and Ava McKee didn't want any part of it. McKee's going to shoot the 1 in bonus for the Bombers. 25.2 seconds remaining. Probably all over now, but the final score is 25.2. Not a whole lot of chance to come back that far. McKee misses. Drew Creasy tracked down the rebound. Kylie Robinson now. Stortzum down to Drew Creasy, who lost it. 3 on the way. Makes you a long 2 for Ava McKee. Four seconds, and that's how it's going to end. 42-30, the final. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and talk about some stats here in just a few minutes. The Panthers win 2 tonight here at the hangar at Washington Street Gym. The varsity final, 42-40. You've been watching Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling presentation of Bomber Sports on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll take a break, and we'll be back here on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH.
I went through MDH when we were trying to get pregnant. We were struggling the first year, and then when we got pregnant, I stayed at MDH and through labor and now for pediatrics. My experience was nothing short of phenomenal. I was met with amazing staff members who helped me through concerns that I had when she was first born, helping me learn how to be a new mom. It was really reassuring and comforting knowing that I had so much support and kindness around me. My entire pregnancy at MDH was amazing.
When my parents told me they'd be using Adams Experts, I felt a bit replaced. I mean, they always called me to remove their viruses or get their printer connected to Wi-Fi. He even set up their new Roku.
How do I adopt a new son?
But then he taught me a few things. And now, we're like tech brothers.
Adams Experts. Repair, maintenance, and setup for all your home technology needs.
It was the community that really drew me back to Macomb. I'm from a small community, and I'm from a farm family, and ultimately I always wanted to practice in a place like that, and I felt that I had the ability to connect to people who with a similar background from me, and the fact that the staff members at the hospital and the support, all the support staff at the hospital was also focused with the goal of patient care. It felt like it just all came hammered at home for me.
At Western Illinois University, leathernecks don't just blend in. Our purple stands out. Our students are innovative, creative, and resilient. At WIU, there's limitless potential, with campuses in Macomb, the Quad Cities, and online. Visit wiu.edu/potential to become a leatherneck and get an education that stands out.
Minimally invasive surgery offers a variety of benefits to the patient. We're now able to offer patients a variety of operations with small incisions rather than big open incisions. The surgeries that we can do now, minimally invasive, include bariatrics, hernia repair, colorectal surgeries, faster recovery, smaller incisions, faster time back to work.
MTC Communications is building a high-speed fiber network in our community, and we're putting priority on the areas with the greatest interest. That means we need your input to let us know you want us to build fiber in your area first. Experience the speed and convenience of fiber internet by visiting our special website and registering. Let us know you want fiber internet today, and make your voice heard.
And welcome back to the hangar at Washington Street Gym. The Bombers drop a 42-30 contest to the Central Southeastern Panthers in high school girls basketball action. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling bringing Bomber Sports to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. We'll look at some leading scorers now. First for the Panthers, a game-high 21 points for Lauren Miller. The sophomore 5'10" guard scored a game-high 21. The junior Amanda Stevens, a Southeastern high school student, scored 9. She had 6 in the fourth quarter. 3 points for Abby McMillan, 2 points for Carly Peters, and 2 points for Brylan Lance. That's all the scoring for the, and 2 points for Parker Krim. I missed her 2 points. For the Bombers, 4 points for Caitlin Robinson, 6 points for Sarah Stuffelbeam, 2 points for Ava McKee, 3 points for Haley Emmerich, 7 points for Allison Stortzum, 5 points for Ainsley Holdhouse, and 6 points for Kylie Robinson, all in the fourth quarter. That's how this one ends, and Coach Kane is here to put a headset on, so we'll get him under the headset real quick. A little different than normal, Coach. I forgot my table at home, so I apologize.
Oh, no worries.
Gotta
no worries.
stand. I started keeping. I kind of, if the game seems like it's going to be close, I keep ties and lead changes and stuff like that. first quarter and a half, it looked like that was what this game was going to be.
Right.
And then it was one little run, and it wasn't a little run. It was like a 15-0 run.
Yep.
And that was the difference in the game.
Yeah, so, I'm always preaching about turnovers. Coach is keeping her stats over there on her notepad, and she had us for 19 in the first half. And so, that's what leads to runs like that, like you said. And then second half, I think we had 7. The score differential second half was 15-14. So, yeah, that's a stark contrast, and we got to take care of the ball better. Simple as that.
I thought your defensive intensity was a little different at the start of the third quarter especially.
Yeah, definitely. I went in there at halftime, asked Coach who showed some good effort in the first half, and that's who I threw out there to start the second half. So, that's a non-negotiable with me is effort. So, yeah, I just threw, 5 out there that I thought had really good effort in the first half.
That's one thing, I don't mean to laugh, but you can't – Kylie Robinson is never going to be taken off the floor for lack of effort. She may not make the best plays all the time or the best decisions all the time, but she's never going to be taken off the floor for lack of effort.
It's funny you say that because I just got done talking to him. I said, if you want to watch somebody effort-wise to see what you should be doing, and I pointed right at Kylie Robinson, I said, watch how she plays every possession. She would run through 3 brick walls to go dive on the floor to get a basketball. That's just who she is. And, yeah, like you said, her effort is phenomenal.
And, really, I thought some of the younger kids that came in, Catherine Stortsom kind of did the same thing for you. I mean, some of the younger kids, they won their game, though. And what's funny is you talk about turnovers from the first half for the Bombers. It was turnovers for Camp Point Central in the fresh soft game. I mean, I lost count. I mean, they had like 6 points at one point, and they had probably 10 turnovers. I mean, they made 3 baskets, and they were turning the ball over every other time they came down the floor. They weren't even getting shots.
Yeah,
I mean, for multiple trips down the floor, that kind of happened towards the end of the second quarter for you guys in the varsity game.
Yeah, our defense is something I usually don't ever worry about, especially with those younger girls. And I describe their defense as kind of like piranhas. They just swarm to the ball. They're hungry to get the ball, and it's fun to watch. And like you said, I mean, the JV games, they just hound people and cause a lot of havoc. So
the varsity girls seemed like they had some looks too, and they struggled to make some shots early. I kind of looking back, I wonder if that didn't have some problems. They seemed like they started forcing a little more when things didn't go well early.
Yeah, so we just implemented a new offense. Tonight was the debut. Obviously, it didn't show very well. What did we end with? How many points? 30. 30. So, yeah, I mean, I got to do a better job of getting these girls putting the ball in the basket. So, yeah, I mean, it's going to be, kind of rusty if it's new. So I kind of expected that a little bit, but then you amplify it with the pressure that Camp Point brought, and, you saw what happened.
Well, they bring pressure, but they also bring height. I mean,
yeah.
They've got substantially more height than you guys do.
Right.
And part of that is it isn't like it's just in the post. Amanda Stevens really kind of controlled the post in the second half. She didn't start, but the guards is where they cause you guys the most problems, because not only do they like the pressure, but they're long, and
yes.
they can cause your shorter guards, which almost every guard you have is 5'4" or under probably. Their long arms on a 5'10" player is a lot of problem.
Yeah, we came in tonight, and I told them this will be the best defensive team we've played to this point, and they showed it tonight. They're long, they're lanky, they get up in your grill, and, they bring that pressure at a time where you really don't expect it, and then you got 2 on you real quick, and I'm telling them, we got to get it out of that double team before it gets to you, but, we had some issues with that, and that's something we got to clean up.
Well, Ainsley Holdhouse looked for her shot. She missed a few shots tonight. That's something you don't see out of her a whole lot. I talked to Coach Anderson a lot too, and he talks about Connor Watson, and they kind of go by Connor Watson. If Connor Watson is scoring, they're probably going to score some points. I kind of get the feeling watching you guys, Ainsley's kind of that person for you. If she's scoring, you guys are probably going to score. I mean, obviously she's going to score more and help you score, but everybody else is going to get a few more too, it seems like.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, Ainsley, she's done a heck of a job this year putting the ball in the basket so far. And then Kylie Robinson, like you said, I mean, she's getting into the lane and making stuff happen. Tonight, I don't think was her best game of the year, but like I said, her effort's always going to be there. And, you can never, fault that. So.
Well, Caitlin Robinson plays a lot like that too. I mean, I wouldn't know why they would play similar, but she plays somewhat like that. She's a little more controlled than Kylie, though.
Yeah, Caitlin, I would call her our most well-rounded player. I mean, she's always where she needs to be, especially defensively. Offensively, I don't think she's got it going yet this year. But, I'm never going to question her. I mean, she's always doing what she's supposed to be doing. The shots will start falling.
I think it says something about the kids you brought off the bench. Ava McKee came in and played hard. Emmerich comes in and plays hard for you all the time.
Yep.
She's done some good things for you. I don't know if they're as good as your starters, but they don't ever quit when you put them on the floor.
Oh, for sure. And, effort's never something I really have to question with this group. I keep preaching to them, we're about 95% of the way there. We're just missing that 5%, and it's just like detailed stuff, like turnovers, just mental stuff where we're not switching a screen here or there. We're not getting on the floor. We're not communicating. It's just little stuff like that. I think we're right on the cusp of just breaking through and getting it going. So.
And that last 5%'s like the hardest 5% too.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I've been talking to them about it for a while, and like you said, I mean, those bench girls, they come in. I don't ever have to worry about their effort, and that's really nice. So.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you coming up and talking to us. I guess we'll see you again next week. BPC's in the house.
Yep.
That's a game that you guys, I would think, have to feel like you're the favorite in. But I guess when you're scoring 30 points, you're probably not going to go say we're the favorite against anybody, right?
Yeah,
whether or not
exactly.
you think you are or not.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, we're never going to take any opponent lightly. Bushnell gave us a game last year. I mean, I think we beat them by 13, 42-29, and you just never know what can happen on any given night. So we'll come hopefully ready to play and hopefully get out of there with a win.
All right, Coach, thanks for coming up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We'll talk to you. Is that Monday night?
Monday, yep.
It is Monday night, isn't it? It'll be here like tomorrow, it seems like.
Yes.
Time flies when you're having fun.
For sure.
All right. Coach Kane, thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks so much.
Okay. That was Coach Kane talking to us on the post-game show. And that'll do it here from the hangar at Washington Street Gym. Arnold Brothers Heating and Cooling has brought Bomber basketball to TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. Do want to tell you, if you're still watching, we have West Prairie boys tomorrow night at home, and then we're going to take a road trip. I think Grant's going to go with me. We're going to go down to Rushville, and we're going to have the BPC Spartans against the Rushville Rockets tomorrow night. So we'll have that game as well. Should be a lot of fun down there in Rushville, as we will have two games tomorrow night on TSSR Game Time Live, presented by MDH. So for Grant Hicks on the camera, I'm Dwayne Hulett. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you down the road. The final, 42-30. Panthers get the win over the Bombers. Thanks for watching.